Hello everybody and welcome back to In the Meadow with Kiki. I am so happy to be here and I am so happy you're here and I am so excited to bring you guys today's episode. It has been a whirlwind trying to get down to sit and record this episode. Well, number one, let's just welcome you to season 2 of the podcast. I just recorded my year anniversary episode last week, and so this is the first episode of the new season. I'm not taking any breaks. There's no gap in between the two. We're just going to hit the ground running onto the next season. So, I have my new intro. I am just so excited for this new chapter and just for this new season. I am so excited. I cannot. I'm so stoked. I feel like this represents such a huge shift in my journey as an entrepreneur, as a storyteller, as a creator. And I'm just so happy to have you guys here and welcome to today's episode. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind because one of my biggest intentions that you may have heard if you've been following along has been that I am going to start recording my podcasts on video. And it's always been my dream to record them in the meadow. And so recently I've been wanting to record them at the river or like in a meadow in the grass and whatnot. And so I realized that I literally live in an olive orchard. I don't need to drive, 5 minutes away to the river to record because that's a much different struggle because there's no power, I have to have everything charged perfectly. The point is that it's definitely more of a thing to just go out somewhere that's not my property, but I realized I have a perfect, beautiful little location right here, right outside my office, right next to all of my batteries, my computer, my chargers, and everything. So I am here sitting in my beautiful olive orchard on my beautiful property to record today's episode. It is just about sunset, and so the lighting looks beautiful, and I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just such a perfectionist that who knows, maybe in 10 minutes the light might not be perfect, and I'm gonna run out of it soon. But I'm just gonna go for it. Earlier when I was trying to sit down, so many random things were happening. I put on this makeup for the first time and for a long time, and my face just got red and started burning. And I didn't have enough data on my recorder, so I had to take 30 minutes to just back everything up and pause it while my face was burning, and I had a shower and reset myself. But the show must go on, and rather than just scrapping today as a record day, I'm just sitting down and continuing because done is better than perfect. Last week's episode was really beautiful because I got to just kind of reflect on all of the lessons and just wisdom that I've gained over the past year of this journey of recording an episode every single week. And a huge lesson was that done is better than perfect. And the only way that we can move forward and progress and get better is if we take action and start moving forward step by step. Because if not, nothing's ever going to change. Nothing's ever going to improve. And a huge example is this video podcast. The first time I tried recording it, it was a complete failure. I had this crazy makeup on my face, the lighting was all messed up, I only used a 10-second clip of the video. But because of that, because the action that I took in that moment, I now have all of this learning that has allowed me to get better and better and better. And so now I'm sitting down in this new location, and I have a new setup, and I'm figuring out how to use the angles and where to put the microphone, and also just how to get comfortable with talking to a camera. Whereas at first I felt so frozen, and I didn't really know how to go about it. And now I feel like every single time I do it, it just gets easier and easier. And so just a little reminder for everybody to just take action. Action creates clarity, and done is better than perfect. Those are always going to be my mantras. All the lessons that I learned in the past episode every single lesson I learned is the mantra of my life. And I'm going to continuously keep using these ideas to propel me forward and to keep myself moving. So welcome to the new season. I'm so stoked. I feel such a new surge of energy. I'm going through such massive shifts and transformations in my personal life and my relationships. Really just stepping into my power in many, 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 many ways. And I'm really fucking proud of myself. I'm really, really proud of the woman that I'm becoming, the person I've always been, the woman I have been, the person that has gotten me to where I am today, the future version of myself that I'm stepping into. I'm so excited. A big part of this new season is just me giving myself the permission to be so much more raw and authentic and real and expressed than I ever have before. Of course, this podcast is the place I'm the most expressed, of course, but I know that there's such a deeper level to that I've barely scratched the surface for. And yeah, as I was waiting for all my footage to dump earlier, I heard a TikTok that was like, or an Instagram reel that said, if there's anything that's not going right in your life, it's because you're not being your full authentic self. Like, you got to be more yourself for it to go right. And I see that in my relationships, you know, the way that I show up on social media. Like, there is such a level of my being that has yet to even begin to show itself on social media, and I'm figuring it out. You know, I'm learning how to do it. This video is, you know, a big part of being able to show my more authentic self on social media, like on Instagram. And it's a process. I know the last video that I recorded, just naturally, like, kind of like I assumed, like, those videos aren't really getting much traction. Like, they're getting probably like an average of like 10, 13 likes, but the comments that I have been getting are still very impactful. So I think I just have to just keep moving forward and keep being consistent, and, you know, keep perfecting it and honing my craft, and not worrying about the analytics to stop me, if that makes sense. You know, it's like, I know the videos that go really viral are the inspirational faceless quotes that are great, but that don't show anything of who I am. And so, yeah, I'm just going to keep on doing it, and hopefully also use this as practice for my future guests, just to kind of let go of the fear I have of, like, not recording perfectly. As you may have heard in the last couple episodes, I have a filmmaking cinematography background, and so I have very, very, very high standards for how I want my footage to look. And if it doesn't look good enough, then I really have a hard time accepting that. But I have to understand that this is a new world for me, and every single time that I show up and do it, it's going to get better and better and better and better. So now, after this intro, let's get into the topic of today's conversation, which is, are you stuck in the how? And how to know when you're stuck in the how, and how to get out of being stuck in the how. So this topic came to me from a conversation I had with a friend earlier, who is also a conscious entrepreneur and who's setting some big money goals in her business and life. And she called me, and we were, you know, having a beautiful conversation. We both get so excited and, like, pumped up after we have a call together. But yeah, she was really, like, you know, feeling really kind of, like, confused as to, like, how she was going to get to this income goal, and how she was going to get to this next level, and how she was going to figure it out, and kind of getting a little bit down on that. And I, you know, was able to talk her through while talking myself through. I think, like, all the advice that I give to people is genuinely the advice that I give to myself. I think that the things that we're here to teach in the world are things that we need to learn more than anybody. That's, yeah, getting stuck in the how, and how quickly that zaps all of your magic, magnetic, beautiful energy just right away. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about how to kind of have that, like, tiptoe balance between, you know, focusing on strategy and action and, you know, ideas, and in the same breath, tiptoeing on the other end of just magnetism and receiving and energetics and the feminine and manifesting. You know, manifesting is like the yin and yang. Half of it is the receiving and the energetics and aligning and tuning yourself into a vision, receiving divine downloads from the universe and guidance from your soul. And it's taking action and having strategy and learning and, you know, making decisions that are smart. But I have noticed time and time again, I will get so excited about a venture, a project, an idea, something. And the moment I get too excited, well, not even the moment I get too excited, but there reaches a point where I get so excited about a vision, an idea, and a strategy, and a path, that suddenly I just attach myself to it, and I just put it in a chokehold, and I nitpick, and I analyze it, and I get so stuck on, like, oh, this is it. I just manifested it. I manifested the vision. I manifested the plan. I manifested, like, the path that's going to get me to my $1 million. You know, I did it. I made it. And then every step after that, suddenly I get stuck because I start not seeing the way forward. I start not realizing, well, shit, like, if I'm really going to get my success this way, then I need to get this and this and this and this in order to get there. And how the hell am I going to do that? And how the hell am I going to get the resources? And, like, when I get so, like, nitty gritty in those details and trying to, like, explain the how of how I'm going to get to every single step of the way, I shut down. And all of my magnetic, powerful, creative energy just literally gets zipped away. In those moments, when we get so married to the how, not only just our own idea of the how, but needing to know the how when we have no fucking clue how it's going to happen. All of our powerful life force energy gets zipped away and we have nothing to work with. And so truly, I think that it's a delicate dance, and it's not black and white. It's very nuanced. It's like it really depends on how you look at it. But the way that I was walking through walking my friend through, as well as myself through today, was really, really just zoning in on, number one, I didn't organize these thoughts earlier, but like in this moment, I'm trying to like put it in a couple steps. Number one, follow your bliss and follow your joy and follow what lights you the fuck up. Follow the things that are exciting you. Follow the things that really light a fire in your heart. And in the same breath, what makes you really fucking uncomfortable. I have been realizing a lot about like the path that we have in life. Our most expressed, divine, juicy, magical, like fulfilling and satisfying life is on the other side of facing our biggest pain and our biggest discomfort and our biggest issues. And I don't want to say that to scare you. But for me, for example, something that I have been going through personally in this season of my life, specifically at this time in the summer, has been really owning up to my wounds and my fears around confrontation and standing up for myself and for what I want, and people pleasing and watering myself down for the sake of others. And I've made some decisions very recently, of letting go of certain relationships and certain things in my life that just are not serving me anymore. And it was the most painful, difficult thing that I have ever done in my life. And right afterwards, it felt like I just soared to my next level because I was able to face that discomfort. And so when it comes to, leveling up and going after our dreams, I think that so much of it, number one, comes from the things that excite us and the things that light us up, and the things that scare us the most and the things that are the most uncomfortable. Those are the first two steps, right? And so I feel like fear and anxiety and excitement and joy are very, 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 very similar sensations. They're just two different polarities of sensation. One is from love and one is from fear. But excitement, and nervousness and anxiety are very similar in the sense that it's the unknown. It's like it's not here yet. It's coming, but you don't know what it's going to look like. You're envisioning it, you're imagining, but you don't know exactly what it's all going to be. So it feels a little unsettling. Anxiety is fear, and it's that tension that feels like you're going to die. And excitement is that same tension and excitement, but you feel safe and you feel love. And then the third part of this equation is focus on the very next step that your intuition, that your soul is calling you to do, period. There is no right step. There is no right way to go down your path. It does not exist. It literally does not exist. There is no right next step. You just have to trust that whatever your intuition is calling you to do is guiding you there for a reason. And when you're able to follow your bliss and your joy and your excitement and lean into the discomfort and outside of your comfort zone into what scares you, you unlock the new levels of yourself that is going to take you to your next level dream life. And so, yeah, I think that, like, again, now that I'm explaining it in words, like, that's why I fucking love conversation, even if it's just with myself and you guys on this podcast, like, even my solo episodes. Speaking is just the only way that I can really process my thoughts. And so now I have this, like, 3-step part that now I'm realizing I didn't really even think about that before in that structure until now that I'm saying it. But anyways, it's not necessarily important. The point is those 3 steps: following your joy, following your excitement, and not just following the things that are easy and breezy, but following the shit that scares you and that's actually really uncomfortable and that makes your heart drop a little bit when you think about it. Those 2 combinations, on top of literally only looking at the next best step in front of you, the next step on that staircase, the next step on the path. And trust that every single time that you take a step forward, the path will unravel. And of course, you can have some strategy, you can have some plans, you can have a business plan, how you think it's all going to play out, but don't get stuck on it. Let it happen as your intuition kind of guides you to do it. The moment that we get stuck and our energy gets stagnant, it's because we're in our minds. It's because we're in our heads and we're running circles. We're running laps in our brains trying to solve it, trying to solve a problem that just doesn't have a solution in our minds. It comes in our bodies. It comes through action. The universe is in motion. The universe moves like water. It needs momentum. It needs movement for the next best step to lay out in front of you. If I were to just I just wrapped my year anniversary of the Meadow podcast, of recording an episode every single day, every single week for an entire fucking year. 52 episodes. I just wrapped that up. There was another timeline, another reality of me not taking that action and not stepping forward with my dream. I could have been in the same exact place as I was a year ago today if I just didn't take that action. I could have easily spent 3 months, dreaming about my name, looking for the right microphone, and then oops, I started a job for a couple months, so I couldn't start then, and then oops, I got a little distracted, I got a little bit too in my head, and I started working on another project, sorry, I'm gonna take a little pause because my boyfriend just arrived. Oh, hey. Oh, you're so fucking cute. Say hi to the Meadow.
Hello, Meadow. Hello, Meadow girls.
And boys.
And boys.
Love you.
Love you, girl.
Alright, I'm gonna keep going. Sorry, my boyfriend just got back from fixing his car. Okay, so, sorry for the little break. Alright, so, I don't know exactly where I left off, but let's dive right back into this, where I'm just thinking about the scenario of a reality where I did not take that action that I needed to get the ball rolling, to figure out what the next step was going to be. Or let's bring it back to the beginning of the Meadow, where originally I had no fucking clue what I was going to create. I had no idea what I wanted to do. All I knew is that I was sick and tired of the film industry, and I wanted to start my own business, my own container for my own creations, where I could monetize and make money off of it. So I knew I wanted to start a business. I knew that I wanted it to be creative, and I knew I wanted to express myself through film and photography, and most importantly, the power of energetics and manifestation. But I had no freaking idea how that was all going to play out. But I took the action. I started recording video, and I thought that I was going to start a YouTube channel. I thought that I was literally going to just start a YouTube channel, and I was going to be a creator, and that's what was going to be my new business. And so I spent a year of my life, which, I have to take a note of how long I spent in that. It should not have taken that long. I've learned so much since then. But I started taking action. I started recording video, and I hated it. I did not like it. It didn't feel like it had any purpose. I was like, why am I starting a YouTube channel? I have nothing to say that doesn't have this substance and this purpose and this meaning behind it. But I did it anyways. And that experience taught me what I actually wanted, which was to have something that had more of a meaning and more of a purpose behind it, which was a lot leaning into teaching people how to manifest the life of their dreams and how to live mindfully and presently and connected through nature. And I still did not know what that was going to look like. I still had no idea how that was all going to play out. And so a couple years later, then I had another download of I want to start a product-based business where I could use that as the face of my brand. Sorry if you can hear it. Oh my god, these freaking planes. Get out of here. Sorry, I keep getting so rudely interrupted. This plane is almost flying over. I don't know exactly if I'm going to be cutting this in a way that makes sense, but forgive me. This is a learning curve recording outside. Did not realize how noisy it was going to be, but hey, at least you can hear the birds too, so at least you can hear the evening birds. Anyways, I'm going to get back into it because I'm losing my light, and I'm not going to be waiting for these dumb-ass freaking planes flying over. Okay, so what I was saying is that if you take me back to, when I first launched my first Meadow Blankets, I realized I wanted to have a product-based business where I could use that as a brand. And then very early on, I realized that I didn't want to just be a Meadow Blanket business. And then I realized that I could start selling courses and educational material and move into digital products. And now that I'm there and I've launched my first course, I'm realizing that I want more than that too. And it's not just the digital products. And I want to have a brand that's bigger than me, that can connect my community and the Meadow into something that's just so much bigger than my own world, my own little space. And so this is all to say that action creates clarity. You need to start moving forward in order for the path to unravel. You cannot just sit there and wait and think your way to success. That's never going to happen. You have to take action. You have to fail. You have to mess up. You have to have hiccups along the road for you to learn, for it to shape you into the woman that you are here to become, into the person that you are here to become. But none of that is going to happen if you stay in your comfort zone. I even take now just recording this on video. I did not want to do that. It is so much easier to just sit in my office in the middle of a night with no lighting, with my eyes closed, to record my podcast. It's always been obviously so much easier to do that, but I realized that that is just way too fucking comfortable. I'm not going to grow if I don't get comfortable with putting myself in front of the camera, especially if I want the Meadow to be, mostly interviews, like in-person interviews with beautiful cinematic lighting. The only way that it's going to get to that point is if I just grow some fucking balls and I get in front of the camera to start getting comfortable with it. Like, I'm already getting more comfortable with like sitting up more straight and doing my hair and putting a little makeup on, and like, I know these things don't really matter, but like the point is that it is growth, baby. It is fucking growth, and you have to keep moving forward and taking action in order to grow. There's going to be moments when things don't make sense and you're going to feel a lot less clarity than you did when you started. There's going to be a lot of, confusion along the way, and doubts along the way, and insecurities along the way. But all that means is that you're stepping into your next highest level of self and your next level of reality. It's not supposed to be comfortable. It's not supposed to be easy breezy, chill, cozy, because that's where you are right now. Even if you're living a life where you're not satisfied, it's comfortable, and you can't tell me otherwise. It's like if you're living in a job that you don't like, in a relationship that you don't like, but it's easy not to confront or like to quit that job or leave the relationship, even though you're miserable, you're pretty comfortable. But that doesn't mean that it's actually comfortable, because that gets real fucking uncomfortable after a little bit. And so I think it's genuinely about that, having that courage to take that confrontational action and start moving forward in a new direction, in a direction with courage, that even though you don't know what the path is going to be, you don't know what the next step is going to be, you don't know how it's all going to play out, there's no way that anybody can give you a guarantee in life, period. It doesn't fucking exist. Even if you work up the ladder 10 years in corporate and get your dream job and have your dream salary, you could get fired the next day. I'm sorry, I don't mean to burst any bubbles, but that's true. There's nothing is guaranteed. There's no way that you can be given this like contract of like, oh, everything's going to work out exactly the way that you want it to work out in this very moment, and everything's going to be fine as long as you do this and this and this and this. Like, that does not exist. So especially when it comes to entrepreneurship or creating a life of your dreams, regardless if you consider yourself an entrepreneur, if you consider yourself a creative or a musician or an artist or a philosopher, whatever that is, there's never going to be a guarantee. But the guarantee that you can have is that you are going to take your life into your hands. You're going to take action by taking action in creating your life and putting your life in your hands. And that no matter what, if you have a vision and a mission and a why that's powerful enough, you're gonna fucking get there. Your dreams are no accident, but you gotta go out there and chase them. It's like you're gonna get there regardless, but like you can either take the highway or the slow way. And the highway is by taking that confrontational action towards your fucking dreams. And again, like, to bring it back to that like 3-step process is follow your bliss, follow your enlightenment, follow your joy, like follow what's lighting you up. Follow the things that are exciting you, that are interesting you, that when you see other people do it, you have something like sparked inside of you, something activated inside of you when you see other people doing it. That is a clear indication that that is where you were supposed to be heading. Number 2, what's uncomfortable? What scares the shit out of you? Is that talking in front of a camera? Is that starting to post on social media? Is that singing in front of an audience? Is that telling the boy that you have a crush on that you have a crush on him? Is it reaching out to that coach on Instagram to ask to have them on your podcast? Like, whatever it is, there is so much in life that we are so terrified and that we have so much fear around. That is wisdom. Like, those are breadcrumbs. Those are signs of where we need to be heading into. I mean, even for me right now, like at the beginning of, as I was planning this new season, I really had to ask myself, like, where in my life am I playing small? Like, where am I getting too comfortable? Like, if you want something different, you got to do something different. Shout out to Amy Poehler. But literally, like, if you want something different, oh my god, am I Amy Poehler? Amy Porter, fuck, I'm so sorry. Amy Porterfield, not Poehler. Amy Porterfield. I'm happy I caught that, or else I would be really embarrassed later on. But I mean, shit, maybe Amy Poehler did say that. But if you want something different, do something different. If you want different results, you have to take different actions. So where in your life are you getting too comfortable? Where in your life are you getting too stuck in routines? Like, where do you see yourself leaning into this routine, this program, this subconscious loop of waking up every single day and doing the same thing over and over and over again? It's so easy. We are literally wired to operate like that. So even when it comes to business, like, you might get a lot of success in your brand, in your business, in your music career, whatever that is, but then we get stuck at that level because, like, yeah, we've up leveled, like, we've gotten into this new amazing state of life, but we're not here to settle. It's not about being ungrateful. It's about being so fucking grateful for the opportunity to create your life every single moment, every single day. And I think the most important part of that is to recognize our programs, to recognize when we are falling into the same loops and the same cycles and making the same decisions every single day. Sometimes, I look at my life now and holy shit, the program and the cycles that I am on today are miles ahead of where I was 2 years ago. So yes, I'm going to applaud myself every single moment as I recognize how much growth and how much progress and how far I have come. Yes, but in the same breath, I am now recognizing these loops and these patterns that I am now stuck in, which is number one, like being really comfortable with my podcast, doing the same kind of promotion for my podcast, the same kind of videos that aren't really working. Yeah, they've worked to create this amazing community that I'm a part of now, that I have created now, but it's not working in the sense that it's exploding my channel and it's not exploding my income and like pushing me to my next heights. So I have to acknowledge that, be real about that, be real with myself about that, and choose to do something different. And so here I am. I'm doing something different, and I'm going to keep on doing different things until things start to spark and things start to work. And when it begins to work, obviously you got to be consistent. It's not like you can just take some action and then just like give up and like see, oh, well, I didn't work, I'm gonna do the next thing. Like, no, consistency is key. Keep showing up, keep doing the same thing, but pivot when you know you gotta pivot. In your heart, your intuition's gonna let you know. All of us know what the fuck we have to do. You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do, and you're hiding from that and you're lying to yourself, pretending that you don't. Because you do. Deep down, we all know what we gotta do. But it is just so easy to ignore that and to run away from that and to just simply not do it. And so, yeah, I'm just your reminder here to just wake the fuck up and show the fuck up and start taking actions. Start taking confrontational action towards your dreams. And by confrontational, I mean, yeah, discomfort, uncomfortable, awkward, scary, but with purpose and with passion and with love and with joy. It's like we're doing this for a reason. Don't get stuck on a path that doesn't light you up just because you think that that's the way they gotta do things. Don't get stuck on a path because you think that that's what's gonna get you to your $1 million. Why do you want $1 million? What kind of impact do you want to have? What do you want your business to look like? Don't get stuck building something that you don't even enjoy just because you think that's the only path to success. There's an infinite amount of ways. Infinite. I'm not kidding when I say infinite. There is an infinite amount of ways that your life can play out, your dreams can play out, your purpose can play out. There is an infinite amount of ways for it all to work out. So you don't have to waste your time and energy nitpicking and trying to figure out exactly the right next step. Just go for it, and you can pivot and you can change and you can adapt. Don't get stuck on something just because you think that's the right way to do it. Do it because you're devoted to this expression, to this creation, Make your mission and your why and your purpose so strong that it keeps you up at night. And no matter how far you fall away from the project, it keeps bringing you back because your mission and your purpose and your why is so deep and so strong. And it's not to say that you're going to know that when you first start out. I'm not saying that at all. Honestly, it's something that you pick away at. You chip away at your purpose and your path and your passions. It's something that you discover. It's something that you create. You develop it. Like, literally thinking of it like you're chiseling away at a marble statue. You don't know what it's all going to look like when you first start. There's no way. It's a big block. But you have a vision, you have a path, you have a plan, you have an idea, you have this creative idea, this vision that's existing in your mind that you're going to bring into 3D physical reality. Now, the most important part of all of this is that you need to trust yourself. You need to love yourself. You need to just believe in yourself and know that you're worthy of these dreams, just as you are right now, today. Not when you somehow, accomplish it at that, sometime future reality. No, but now. You need to know that you are worthy of even having these dreams. Okay, well, guys, I don't know what happened to my recorder, but it just stopped recording. I wonder if that's because I got to 30 minutes. Anyways, I think that's a perfect time to stop anyways. I got all the footage I needed. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave you guys on just trust yourself, trust your fucking vision, trust yourself that you are capable of achieving these visions, even if you don't know how you're going to right now. If you have a dream to be a powerful, successful businesswoman, that's not an accident. There's no accident that that's your dream. It is your dream for a reason, and the universe is going to give you every single thing that you need to make that dream a reality. Period. fucking period. Like, there's no lies. Seriously, like that's just, it's law. And as long as you have that deeply seated belief in your heart, that's all you need to make it happen. Truly, like it's not about figuring out how to get a business degree or how to get the right education or do the right courses. Like, yes, those are all great things, for some people, in some ways, but no, what really matters is that you believe in yourself and your abilities to make it happen. Even if you don't know how it's going to happen. Even if you have no fucking clue how to do anything businessy, if you have that dream, there is no accident. And so you gotta fucking trust that if you have that dream, it is meant for you, and your job in this world, in this lifetime, is to go after it and make it happen. And allow the dreams to change, allow the dreams to transform and evolve and become created. That is your job. So I am so happy to bring you guys the first episode of this season of The Meadow. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. I am feeling on fire. I was just so excited to record. It just came out of me. I mean, honestly, like, I think that I'm like writing less and less notes every episode that comes out because I'm just trusting myself, just trusting that what I need to say and what I want to say is worthy of being listened to, and that it's needed. If I have a desire to express that, all that means is there is a desire of somebody out there who wants to hear it. And so, yeah, I love you guys so much. If you guys have not yet downloaded my free magnetic morning ritual, you can do so in the show notes below. It is an incredible ritual. Most importantly, the reason I made it was because of the morning mantra meditation that I made. I kind of built the ritual like around that morning mantra meditation, but I use that meditation to literally create the life that I'm living in today, and to find my mission and my purpose and my path and the dream business and brand that I'm building. And it's essentially just a mantra meditation to get you into the energy of receiving first thing in the morning. I listen to it in the mornings, at night even. And so if you have not already, please download it right now. I think I'm going to make another option of just the audio download that's outside of the ritual in the morning, because I think that everyone has their own way of doing their mornings. And so the people who maybe aren't interested in the ritual, at least they can get the audio. Anyways, I love you guys so much. If you have not already, please leave a review for the show on whatever platform you're listening on. It means the absolute world. If you think somebody would enjoy this episode, send it their way so that we can grow our magical, beautiful Meadow community. And I will see you guys next week, and I will talk to you guys so soon. Love you so much.